Langston Hughes was a very important proponent of the Harlem Renaissance, bringing the African American viewpoint to writing and the arts for one of the first times in American history. Born in Joplin, Missouri in 1902, his parents separated and Hughes grew up between relatives. In 1924, Hughes enrolled in Columbia University to major in engineering as he had promised his father, but soon became interested in the Harlem Renaissance writers. After publishing The Negro Speaks of Rivers, he dropped out of school to travel to Africa, Holland, and Paris. He continued to support himself through his writing until his death in 1967 at the age of 65. The Harlem Renaissance had a huge impact on Hughes' career and life. As one of the founders of the movement, he used jazz rhythms, gospel, and black dialect in his writing to depict their lifestyle. Through his writing, Hughes protested the injustices against African Americans and believed that the African Americans should take pride in their race. Hughes was known for being a major civil rights supporter. He argued the need for racial pride and artistic independence in one of his well-known works, The Negro Artist and the Racial Mountain. Many of his writings also delved in the political aspect of race, such as the work Jim Crow's Last Stand, which discussed segregation. Hughes was known for leaning left politically and was heavily involved with socialism in his youth. From 1932 to 1933, he traveled to the Soviet Union to make a film about African Americans in the US. After World War II, he began to move towards the center politically, but was still known as a communist. In 1953, at the height of McCarthyism, he was forced to testify about his radical leftist writing, and his career suffered from it.
I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers.
The Negro Speaks of Rivers is an important poem to Langston Hughes' career because it describes many of his beliefs about civil rights and his pride in African American culture. It describes the deep roots of the African American culture and the pride in both the suffering and cultural impact of this suffering on their life. It does not pity their life or show sadness about it, but instead states the realism of their culture for what it is. Langston Hughes' writing continues to be relevant today. Racism continues to live on in the 21st century. America and African Americans continue to struggle with finding racial justice, equality in making a living, and even everyday life. Many can still find relevance and solace in Langston Hughes' works.